When people think about venture capital, oftentimes they immediately start thinking Shark Tank. Now, look, Shark Tank is not real venture capital, but today we're gonna go through and we're gonna watch a video together of a pitch, and we're gonna break it down in terms of how a venture capitalist would actually approach this deal, as well as like how that may be similar or different from how the sharks view it.
Next up is Neil Desai, who believes his product can help save relationships.
Hi, I'm Neil Desai, and I'm the owner of KDAP. I'm seeking $50,000 for a 5% equity stake in my company.
All right, so first of all, he is looking to raise $50,000 for 5%. That means he's valuing his business at a post-money of $1 million. My first question for him is, how much does he need for the business to be successful, and why $50,000? Let's see if the sharks ask that question.
Now, whether or not we like it, we all know someone who's been cheated on, been accused of cheating, or who's actually cheated. Let me show you
an interesting idea.
that happens to millions of people every day.
Who is that?
It's nobody.
What is this? Ginny. Ginny from your work?
Yeah, it's me.
What is this? Are you cheating on me?
No! I'm not.
You liar!
Quite simply, Kate is a smartphone application, and with it, you select a blacklist of contacts. And if those contacts call or text you, Kate will intercept those calls and texts and store within its interface. So even if your significant other is looking directly at your phone when blacklist contact calls or texts you, she'll have no idea it happened. Let's just say, if Tiger had Kate, he might still be married to Elin.
All right, so some things that I really like right off the bat of this business. One, it's a tech-based company. He's built the software, and every time he sells another copy, it's not gonna cost him anymore, so super scalable. I also really like, look, I think the pain point here is really strong. So I'm a huge believer that you wanna invest in businesses that are solving massive pain points. And even though this isn't necessarily a pain point that I felt, like, I can imagine that if you've been in this situation, this is a huge pain point that you would want to have solved. So I like that right off the gate. Tech, it's something that VCs will invest in, and then solving a big pain point.
Estimated that 80% of marriages have at least one cheating partner.
Shut up.
For real.
I would love to know where he gets that data point from. That's kind of a crazy stat.
This is a cheater's app.
But in reality, it's a privacy app.
But let's call a spade a spade. It's a cheater's app.
I'm okay with that. It's a cheater's app.
Good for you, Neil. Go with it, baby. Own it.
Neil,
For example, yes.
why did you develop this? You don't seem like the
Okay, so I love this question. This is such a great question. It's the kind of thing that I ask all the time, which is like, tell me the origin story. Like, why did you start this company? And what I'm looking for is like an earned secret. So,
Did the 4-year degree
Let's see what he
thing,
says.
but I couldn't get a job that I really wanted. Went back to Pokemon cards. I found the app.
But you're not a developer, right? You didn't develop this.
No.
Tell us the story there. How did you find it? What happened?
I found a guy selling this app. Turns out to be a cop. He doesn't have time for this app.
So a cop developed the cheaters app.
Correct.
How much did you pay the cops?
$17,500.
So let's pause there for a second. So major red flags. When you're asking an entrepreneur like, hey, tell me your story, you're hoping that they have some sort of experience, something that like motivated them to start the company because they like felt that pain point, and they have some unique insight into why that pain point exists and how it could be solved. And like the red flags here, like the guy, to his own admission, he's like, I didn't develop it. I just came across it. I thought it was an interesting idea, and I bought it from this policeman. So like, already I'm kind of questioning like, what's his real motivations here? Does he really like see the vision of what this could become and wants to build it into something big? Has he really felt the pain point and trying to find a solution for it? I don't know. Those are all things that are like making me like second guess him as an entrepreneur right out the gate.
How much do you invest in it all total
We're
to date?
roughly around $45,000 currently.
I don't know if cheating is good or bad, because I've never done it. But I do understand there are people that have, and they need a product like this.
Yes.
So why don't you tell me a little bit about your sales?
So far, we have around 10,000 customers. And
You have 10,000 paid customers?
5,500 roughly paid customers and about 4,000 free customers. Now,
How much did the 5,500 who paid for it, the actual cheaters, what did they pay?
the app sells for $4.99 for Android and iPhone and $9.99 for BlackBerry.
All right, so in 3 months, you've sold how much?
It's about 5,000 to 5,500 and 4,000 that is.
And today you
So he's invested $45,000 to date and so far has 10,000 customers.
And today you think that app, based on that, is worth $1 million.
Yes.
I think you're cheating.
In the first 3 months, he's done $27,500 of revenue. Let's assume that he can keep selling this at that rate. Annualized revenue of 100K, but it's only one-time revenue. And that's important because VCs will value recurring revenue much, much higher than one-time revenue. For example, one-time revenue, consumer products probably are valued at somewhere between 2 and 5 times revenue, whereas recurring could be valued as much as 100 times revenue. So huge, huge delta there.
Look, I'm not going to sit around and listen anymore. I understand the business. I'll give you the $50,000 for 50%.
Wow, it's a big drop from 5% to 50% of the business. So what he's now saying is the company is worth 100K. So now the business is worth 1x revenue. Just so we keep this in mind, right? He's dropped it from 10x revenue to 1x revenue.
Any other apps that you could use this programming code base for that you've considered?
What do you mean?
Let me give you one right now. In the mutual fund industry, competitors don't like their sales data to be shown on a phone. I'm going to use this in my business on all the sales reports.
That's exactly.
So I think there are apps that'll make sense there, and this is one of them.
And
This
they're-
makes a
it's
ton of
mainly
sense.
there, if nothing else, to prevent fights.
To prevent what?
Fights. Like,
I think he nailed it. Like, there are so many applications for this software potentially, not just for cheaters. My big concern though is I'm not convinced that this entrepreneur has any clue how, like, what those business opportunities are and how to capitalize on them, right? Like, I've got real questions about the entrepreneur here. And look, investing is like, part of it's the horse, part of it's the jockey. I think the horse here is actually pretty interesting. I have real concerns around the jockey, as I've already mentioned.
I have to be very honest. This is not my field. So what I would like to do, if he would allow me and I would be partners with Kevin to make this a stronger deal, if he allows me in.
All right. I'm interested, and I'm going to agree.
So Kevin and Damon are in at 50,000 for 50%.
You have a hard offer on the table. What are you going to do?
You know, I happen to love this concept. I happen to think it has enormous application, all right? My husband was a FBI agent and used to have snitches in white-collar crime that would call him. And the biggest problem was they didn't want their name on his cell phone.
oh, for sure.
So you know what's interesting is, like, I have more confidence in the shark's ability to run this business than I do the entrepreneur's ability, which is kind of interesting. You do see this type of dynamic play out all the time. So like 2 VCs might find the deal interesting and they'll actually invest together. And then other times, like, they totally compete. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty typical.
2 sharks are out. Neil has one offer on the table from Kevin and Damon, but Barbara wants in on the action.
So I'd like to make you an offer for $50,000 for 30% of your business, provided you're open to repositioning.
Okay, so now she's giving him 150K valuation on the
This is
business.
one of these situations where you have to decide. You can work with a real estate agent who has no history in software at all, and I'm being nice when I say that.
Let me tell you what I was successful in. I was successful in taking a $1,000 loan and building it into a $5 billion business. So don't pull that card on me, Kevin.
Well, I know that I don't know as much as Barbara. That's why I would have to come in with Kevin, because together, collectively, we can offer you that muscle you need.
Counter them.
I'll offer you guys 15%.
Whoa, whoa, hang on,
Whoa,
Neil.
Neil.
All right, so he's offering 15% for 50K, putting the valuation at 333K. And remember, all of these numbers that I'm quoting are post money. So here's the crazy thing. If we go back, he's invested about $45,000 into the business, okay? His own personal money. They're offering 50K for 50%, which means on a pre-money basis, like before they gave him any money at all, they're saying his business is really worth 50K like basically what he's put into it. They're essentially saying that like the blood, sweat, and tears and hustle that he's put into the business so far are worth like $5,000, which is, I don't know. I think it's kind of crazy, but that's what they're saying. And even at this new valuation that he's saying, he's basically saying the business is really valued on a pre-money basis of $280, somewhere right in there.
We're not in the same universe on this one.
No, thank you.
It's all negotiation. It's all up to negotiation.
Start up back, Neil. You're not known anywhere yet.
You want to bet? If you want a cheaters app, if you want big market exposure, this is it.
All right, let's stop screwing around, okay, Neil? You can do this whole thing on your own, all right?
Yeah.
Or you can partner with Damon and I.
Yeah.
I'll drop this down to 35% for $50K.
That's basically getting him up to that $150K range.
Do you want to call him and look at that guy every day?
Neil, who do you see more value in?
I'm sorry, Barbara. I really do see value in him.
You know what I'll do? I'll drop it down to 25%.
25%. So now you're talking about a $200K valuation.
Tremendous difference in value here.
If you guys would do $75,000 for 35%, we have a deal right now.
You're just looking at these guys. You're not entertaining this deal.
I have to see if they'll take that because that would equalize the equity.
But if they
We'll do 60.
Done
We'll
at
do
60.
it right now.
Done right now.
60,000.
Stop it at 70 and we got a deal.
We got a deal.
I love this guy.
Thank you.
I wouldn't build this business as a one-time sell. I would build it as a recurring revenue business where every month you got to pay $1 for the service, right? That way you lock customers in, and then instead of having a lifetime value of only $5, you get a lifetime value of $12 for a year, and hopefully even more. Also, I think there are some huge opportunities to expand into some new spaces, but I have a lot of concerns that this is the entrepreneur, the jockey, if you will, to take it to those places. And if you have any other Shark Tank videos you would like me to dissect, throw them in the comments below, and we'll go through them together. In the meantime, stay on my channel and check out some more videos.